In the world of ultimate power, there are secrets worth billions. Forget the armored limousines and the underground bunkers. We are going deep inside the ultimate floating declaration of wealth, a super yacht so huge, so custom-made, and so shockingly expensive that when the details leaked, it didn't just cause a political crisis, it caused a shockwave in the world of luxury that even billionaire Donald Trump was reportedly astonished by. We're talking about Scheherazade, valued at a mind-boggling $700 million, with an annual running cost higher than the GDP of a small nation. This isn't just a yacht, it's a floating fortress, a palace of marble and gold, and the unofficial presidential vessel of the man who holds the keys to the Kremlin, Vladimir Putin. Right here, we are exposing every insane custom-built feature, the astronomical price tags, the Russian security crew that confirms its owner, and details that define the terrifying scale of absolute, unchecked power. The Ghost of Tuscany. Our story begins not in Moscow, but in the quiet, prestigious shipyard of Marina di Carrara, Italy. For over 2 years, this enormous 459-foot shadow dominated the port. It was known only by its codename, Project Lightning. Delivered in 2020 by the legendary German shipyard Lürssen, the same builders behind many royal yachts, the vessel was eventually named Scheherazade, a nod to the legendary Persian queen. But there was nothing mythical about its presence. It required a 24/7 security detail, and its sheer size, which is nearly 1.5 football fields long, dwarfed every other vessel in the yard. The true identity of the owner was the best-kept secret in the yachting world. On paper, it was owned through a complex offshore structure linked to Eduard Kudainatov, the former CEO of Rosneft. But everyone in the industry knew that Kudainatov was a keeper of secrets, a figurehead for a much higher power. The truth began to unravel thanks to the investigative work of Alexei Navalny's team. They discovered a staggering piece of evidence. The yacht's crew was almost entirely composed of officers from Russia's Federal Protective Service. This is the same highly vetted security agency responsible for protecting the Russian president's life. The FSO does not guard the private yachts of CEOs. They guard the person of Vladimir Putin. The mystery was over. Scheherazade belonged to the Kremlin. The astronomical price tag. Let's talk about money. Most super yachts are priced on 2 factors: size and the level of customization. The Scheherazade excels in both, making its final construction cost a figure that is hard for the mind to grasp. $700 million, or about 600 million euros. To put that figure into perspective, that is enough money to run the entire NASA James Webb Space Telescope program for an entire year, and even more shockingly, it is more than the annual defense budget of countries like Uruguay or Iceland. The annual running costs alone, fuel, insurance, dock fees, and the 40-person crew, are estimated to be between $50 million and $75 million per year. This means the yacht costs roughly $200,000 per day just to sit still. The funds for this mega project were reportedly funneled through a network of 5 offshore companies, all secretly controlled by a consortium of Russian oligarchs, including Gennady Timchenko, a close personal friend of Putin. This was not a state purchase. This was a personal gift from the richest men in Russia to the most powerful, a tribute, or perhaps a mandatory donation. When Trump, a man who owns multiple private aircraft and estates, heard the internal details of Scheherazade's expense, especially the custom features, he was allegedly met with stunned disbelief. He understood luxury, but this was a scale of unchecked government-level spending applied to a private asset. Interior decadence, gold, marble, and opulence. The design was handled by the legendary Zuretti Interior Design, a firm known for creating interiors that define the term ultimate luxury. The yacht accommodates 18 guests in 9 lavish cabins. It requires a dedicated crew of 40, meaning the crew outnumbers the maximum number of guests by more than 2 to 1, ensuring a level of service only royalty could comprehend. The main common areas are a stunning testament to maximalist design, and some of the features include the Grand Saloon, which has floors of rare Italian marble, custom silks from Asia, and gold-plated fixtures throughout. Every piece of furniture, from the dining chairs to the coffee tables, is bespoke. The master suite is said to occupy an entire deck that includes private terraces, a dedicated office, and 2 marble-clad bathrooms that are larger than most penthouses. The cinema is a complete, theater-quality room with velvet seating, custom sound design, and a dedicated bar. The entire interior philosophy screams wealth preservation, blending Russian-style opulence with German engineering. But it's the highly personalized amenities, the features designed for one man alone, that truly separate Scheherazade from every other yacht in the fleet. The Trump shock features, custom security and amenities. This is where the yacht transitions from a luxury vessel into a presidential facility. The features of the Scheherazade go beyond mere comfort and address the specific paranoia and security needs of a world leader. These are the elements that reportedly staggered Western observers, including those familiar with Trump's own lavish standards. Among the entertainment features is a custom, self-playing grand piano. While opulent, the real kicker came from the whistleblowers. The piano was allegedly programmed to automatically play a specific song on repeat, titled "Vladimir Putin is a Fine Fellow." This level of narcissistic customization, a $200,000 piano dedicated to playing a tribute song to the man who owns it, is truly unprecedented. The yacht also includes an immense swimming pool on the main deck. But this is not just any pool. With the push of a button, the floor of the pool rises to be level with the deck, transforming the space into a massive, waterproof dance floor or banquet area. This engineering marvel, common in high-end military vessels for rapid deployment, is used here for parties. Security is the ultimate luxury. The Scheherazade is equipped with armored, blast-proof shutters over its largest windows. Furthermore, it possesses an advanced security system, a sophisticated electronic warfare system that can be used to bring down any unauthorized drone attempting to fly near the vessel. This advanced military-grade security is why the yacht is considered more of a warship than a pleasure boat. The sister ship hypocrisy. The Scheherazade is merely the most expensive yacht linked to Putin. It operates alongside a smaller, but still massive, 269-foot yacht named Graceful. The story of the Graceful perfectly illustrates the political cynicism surrounding these assets. In late 2021, the Graceful was undergoing refit in Hamburg, Germany. As sanctions loomed following Russia's invasion, Putin reportedly ordered the Graceful to make a desperate, high-speed dash out of the shipyard and back to Russia, narrowly escaping being seized. This frantic escape left the Russian government with a problem: a multi-million-dollar yacht that required ongoing maintenance. In 2022, reports confirmed that over 3 billion rubles, roughly $50 million, of Russian state funds, money that should have gone to hospitals or roads, they were poured into maintaining and repairing the Graceful, proving that the Russian state subsidizes its leader's private, highly opulent lifestyle. The 2 yachts, Scheherazade and Graceful, form a fleet of luxury, costing the Russian state and its oligarchs over $800 million, while vast swathes of the Russian population struggle with poverty. This is the hypocrisy that critics like Navalny sought to expose. The sanctions snap. Following intense pressure from the European Union and the United States, Italian authorities finally moved to impound the yacht. The legal maneuver was complex, but the yacht was seized under sanctions against those linked to the Russian government. However, here is the insidious truth about ultra-high net worth assets. Even while impounded, they still cost a fortune. Since its arrest, reports indicate that tens of millions of dollars have been spent on upgrades and maintenance for the Scheherazade. The Italian government has been forced to foot the bill for its preservation, turning the impoundment into an expensive burden for Western taxpayers. This highlights the power of money. It continues to demand service, even when legally frozen. Trump versus Putin luxury, the power difference. While Trump is famous for his golden excess, from his private jets to his Mar-a-Lago estate, the luxury of the Russian president operates on a completely different philosophical plane. Trump's luxury is a brand. It is public, ostentatious, and designed to generate media coverage and marketing value. It is loud luxury. Meanwhile, Putin's luxury, the Scheherazade, is a tool of state power. It is designed for absolute privacy, operational security, and to serve as a mobile, unassailable command center. It is quiet, unchecked power. The difference lies in the scale and the source of the funds. Trump paid for his own empire. Putin's luxury is allegedly subsidized by the state and the wealth of oligarchs beholden to him. The Scheherazade is a symbol of a government official operating with the financial freedom of the world's richest individual, a level of opulence that transcends the constraints of Western democracy. It is this fundamental lack of accountability that makes the Scheherazade so unique and so shocking to anyone operating in a transparent financial system. A monument to unchecked power. The Scheherazade is more than just a boat. It is a 459-foot monument to unchecked power, a piece of floating evidence in the world's largest investigation into political corruption. The Scheherazade's self-playing piano, convertible dance floor, and military-grade drone defense all confirm one terrifying truth. When you have absolute power, your definition of luxury is limited only by your imagination and the total absence of accountability. The yacht remains seized, but the question of who paid for it and what price Russia paid continues to echo across the entire world. If this deep dive into the $700 million world of hidden political luxury and the shocking truth behind the Scheherazade earned your respect, then subscribe for more deep-sea investigations into the world's most powerful and hidden secrets, and let us know in the comments which features of the Scheherazade shocked you the most.